Topping today's news, the government set to pass new anti-corruption and whistleblower legislation. The Prime Minister off to Barbados to meet with Caribbean leaders. The Labor Minister defending the decision to rehire over 400 retirees back into the public service. And the SpaceX launch and rocket booster landing here in the Bahamas goes off smoothly. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jcn Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Following the question and answer period in the House of Assembly today, Prime Minister Philip Davis moved the second reading and passing of a compendium of 2 bills to fight corruption at its highest levels, namely the Independent Commission of Investigations Bill 2025 and the Protect and Disclosure Bill 2025. The Prime Minister explained what the new legislation is expected to accomplish.
The Independent Commission of Investigations Bill 2024 will, for the first time, establish an independent body to investigate incidents involving serious breaches of the criminal law committed by officers of the security forces and specified officials, including, Madam Speaker, members of Parliament, public officers, members of government entities, family island administrators, and specified officials of other public.
The Prime Minister said his administration is serious about rooting out corruption and enforcing fair application of the law without fear or favor for the elite and the wealthy. He said the Independent Investigations Commission, that will be led by 3 commissioners, will be free of any political interference, even from the Prime Minister. He then explained the purpose of the Protect and Disclosure Bill 2025 that protects whistleblowers.
To the Independent Commission of Investigations Bill is the Protected Disclosure Bill 2025, which establishes and strengthens safeguards for employees reporting wrongdoing, including unlawful or unethical behavior and conduct within both public and private organizations. The provisions of the bill empower whistleblowers to report fraud or corruption or misconduct by ensuring confidentiality, providing a pathway for disclosure, and protecting them from retaliation. We are confident that these reforms can improve both public and corporate governance in the Bahamas. Indeed, establishing a clear mechanism for reporting and investigating wrongdoing can discourage and deter wrongdoing in the first instance. Not only will whistleblowers be protected from retaliation, but severe penalties will be imposed on anyone who obstructs the reporting process.
The bill was seconded by the Member of Parliament for Elizabeth, Jobeth Kobe Davis. Prime Minister Philip Davis, after leaving the House of Assembly, he's off to Barbados, Bridgetown, Barbados, to attend the 48th edition of the regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Governments of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. He'll be there from February 19th until the 21st. At the meeting, regional leaders will focus on climate change, economic resilience, regional security, the situation in Haiti, food security, and other key issues affecting the Caribbean. The meeting's opening ceremony was scheduled for this afternoon and was set to feature addresses by a number of speakers, including Chairman Mia Motley of Barbados. Also in attendance, Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, who will also address the ceremony. While Prime Minister Davis is out of town in Barbados, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper will serve as the acting Prime Minister. Prime Minister Davis scheduled to return home on Saturday. In recent months, the official opposition has been critical of the government for its rehiring of quite a few retired public servants, suggesting those career opportunities can be given to younger Bahamians. During the question and answer period in the House of Assembly today, opposition leader Michael Pintard had 2 questions for Pia Glover-Roll, the Minister of Labor and Public Service, regarding this issue of exactly how many retired public servants have been brought back.
The next question, Madam Speaker, is for the member for Golden Gates, the Honourable Pia Glover-Roll. Will the Honourable Minister advise this Honourable House on the number of retired public officers who returned to work, and are these public officers receiving full pension and pay?
In her response, the minister shared the exact number and their percentage in the public service.
Regarding question 1, will the Honourable Minister advise the House on the number of retired public officers who have returned to work? The answer is 491 retired public officers have returned to work, which represents 1.9% of the total number of public servants. The second question, are these public officers receiving full pension and pay? The answer is that 480 are, as is required by law.
F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Cartwright sought to scold the government for rehiring such a large number of individuals who have already reaped all of the benefits of the public service instead of engaging a new generation of Bahamians. Well, Ms. Glover Rolls stood on a point of order to defend the government's decision to do so.
We have brought back senior public officials who would have retired to assist us in training and succession planning from all ministries across the service. This isn't 500 or 191 persons in one ministry. This is across the service, which would equate to maybe about 5 or 6 per ministry. Where we have found that there are issues of training and succession planning, which we're actively working on, yes, we had to bring back retired public servants. With the plan that is engaged in ensuring that training is actively engaged, that we are addressing all levels, especially where there's the hollow middle, we hope that future administrations will never have to engage retired public servants again.
Glover Roll noted that the government has ensured that each retiree that they have rehired or brought back, they are training someone younger to do the same job. There are currently 25,000 employees in the public service, according to the minister. And finally, in this segment, on Tuesday evening, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, in collaboration with SpaceX, owned by billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk, they landed the first of about 20 rocket boosters from their Falcon 9 spaceship in the waters of the Bahamas. Present at the watch party at Cape Eleuthera was Prime Minister Philip Davis, who spoke about attractions and the benefits this first landing and future landings will generate for the Bahamas.
Today's historic Falcon 9 booster landing in our waters, the Bahamas has become the first international destination in the world to host a SpaceX rocket landing. This is not a one-time event. This is the beginning of a new chapter. Over the coming months, the Bahamas will host at least 50 scheduled rocket landings. Let me just say, this agreement with SpaceX will, one, position the Bahamas as a leader in space tourism, giving people from around the world a reason to visit our islands, not just our beaches, but for a front row seat in space history.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, nicknamed now the Rocket Man, described the event as groundbreaking for the Bahamas.
Today's event is history-making here in the Bahamas. This launch is pivotal and groundbreaking in space tourism and the aerospace industry. In February 2024, the Bahamas signed a groundbreaking agreement with SpaceX after more than a year of research and deliberation. In our blueprint for change, we promise to recover, to rebuild, and to revolutionize. Today, this is revolutionary.
Aerospace engineer and now consultant for the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Aisha Bowe, says the Bahamas is not only witnessing history, but we are the ones making history as well.
Rocket landing is not just about technology or tourism or economic growth. It's a signal to every young Bahamian, from Nassau to Eleuthera, from Exuma to Grand Bahama, that we are not just watching history happen, we are shaping it. Some of the greatest minds, as you all know, are Bahamian.
The Falcon 9 rocket was launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and about 10 minutes later, you could see the rocket booster returning to Earth, landing on a floating pad off the islands of Exuma and Eleuthera. Residents as far away as Acklands could clearly see the event as well. We'll have more on that event in a later newscast. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. You're listening to JCN Evening News.